So today, this is going to be somewhat controversial or a very serious matter that's going to be discussed, because I recently saw a video which possibly happened months ago, but I came to watch it recently, very recently, yesterday or the day before yesterday, I guess. It was a video from a courtroom, obviously from the West. So the judge asked the women, can men get pregnant? And the women answered, obviously, yes. So the judge replied, asked another question, what is a woman? It's a very simple question. What is a woman? Anybody can answer that, and anybody with a brain can answer that. But unfortunately, this woman doesn't have a brain. God just forgot to give this girl a brain. So she replied, anyone who identifies as a woman is a woman. Who identifies? Really? Is that how you live a life? You identify as something and you live like that? Can anyone identify as a trans-financial? Which means you don't even know what that means. Exactly. Trans-financial does mean that you're born in a poor person's body, but you're actually rich. Can you live a life like that? Can you live a life identifying something like that? Obviously not. It is the most senior stage or the final stage of stupidity of any human can achieve. And unfortunately, most people in the West are like that. That's why communities like LGBT is rising up to the sky. They are coming to the school and they are coming to the children's. They even wrote a song. You can just Google it. You can find it in the YouTube. We are coming for you children. We are going to take your children and turn them to gay. That's the lyrics. They just openly said something. And I'll tell you, as I've mentioned, this is going to be the most, maybe not the most, this video must be discussed, because I'll tell you, I have talked to some trans people to know exactly what do they want to be, and most of them, I mean all of them, replied me or told me that they just feel the way they are not, they are born as a male and living as a female. They feel that they are female. They just have some inborn actions of a female. No. It's not like that. I'll tell you, as a man, you have to live in a fact-based reality. That's the curse for man. And the most blessing, the biggest blessing of a man too. Curse and the blessing is the same. You have to live in a fact-based world. And as a woman, you live in an emotional world. You live in feelings, you live in dramas, you live in fantasies. You can do whatever you want. Basically, you can be loved unconditionally. Even if you don't provide anything, you can be loved unconditionally. But as a man, you can only be loved with what you provide to the people. Especially if you are, especially in India. I tell you, if you are over 18, or if you are at the stage of the 18 or just finished your college, you'll see how reality hit. It'll just slap you right on your face. And it's the most harshest thing that you can ever imagine and ever experience in a man's life. You have to provide, you have to give some value to the world, and only then you'll be considered as a person in the society or the people around you. You have to be dependable. You have to protect the people who depend on you. You provide for the people who depend on you, especially your parents, especially the people or the family that is coming from you, your boy, your children. If you have a grandparent, you have to take care of them too. You have to be strong enough to do all these things. But as a woman, I'll tell you, it's not like any sort of degrading stuff like that. I absolutely respect women. I absolutely like how they live. Emotional feelings and all those things, they should be lived like that. They are born as the most precious thing in the world. And we men have to take care of the women we are with. The woman who we trust. The woman who's with us. Wife, the mother, grandmother, whoever it is. We have to protect them. That's what I believe. And most people call me misogynist. I don't care about those things. Because I live in my reality. I live in my delusions. I live in my experience. And I don't care about any person with no brain saying that you can be any gender because you feel like one. I don't care. Because you already proved that you don't have a brain. And especially if you're supporting some community like LGBT, and this is completely shit. And why is this thing, this LGBT, existing? I'll tell you. As I've mentioned in a video, that Israel and Palestine war is some barrier, that this is a screen. You're only seeing what is happening here, the Israel and Palestine war. There is something happening behind this. There are a group of people who are controlling these two people. So when they fight, you're only seeing this. They are planning things behind the war. I mentioned one, the CDBC. CDBC is going to be established very soon. And we have to be careful to not slip through our hands. If it slips and the digital currency is being fully established, the EV, the digital currency, the LGBT, the war against the Palestine, the Israel takeover, everything will happen in a very, very same second, same moment. You'll be absolutely shook of what just happened. You know something? Australia have completely removed currency. Did you heard the news? You can check on Google. Australia have completely removed currency. They don't hold any money in hand. They only have digital money. And that's how the world is going to be. If you don't react, if you don't raise your voice and act accordingly, this is going to happen. And I usually stop my video at 8 or 10 or 12 minutes. But this video is going to take a very long time, because this is something that exposes most of the things that is happening in this world. I'll tell you, because